Got chairs ready.
Is everyone here? All right, welcome everybody. I know I talked to some of you on the phone yesterday. As you know, we're here today to talk more about Congressman Kasich's unfortunate remarks on Monday, deciding that he wants to scrap the only hope we've ever had of reducing property taxes in the state to pay for schools and pay for something that he has yet to disclose. I wanted to first of all say that when I ran for this seat in the 43rd District in 2006, I did so because I was a reporter at the Beacon Journal and gotten sick of writing school funding stories. I mean, that's really as simple as it got. And decided that I would, a friend of mine at the Beacon used to tell me that if they're getting away with it, it's your fault. So I decided to go down and do something about it, and I started developing my own plan over a couple of years. The governor ran on school funding, which few governors have done successfully, and he also came up with a plan. And the plan that he introduced last year was revolutionary, groundbreaking, and for the first time in the history of the state of Ohio, put us on a path to finally meet our constitutional mandate, which really, to me, the thorough and efficient part of the Constitution that the Supreme Court ruled on 4 different times was really an outgrowth of our state's founding. The land ordinance of 1785 that laid out the state put at the center of every township a place for public education. It's been foundational for our existence as a state. It's going to be foundational for our continued growth and success as a state. And it's a shame that for some reason Ohio Republicans still don't get that. I've knocked on over about 5,000 doors so far in this campaign, in addition to about the 20,000 I've knocked on in previous campaigns. I've yet to have one constituent tell me that what we need to do is raise more property taxes to pay for schools. Yet that's what John Kasich is telling the people of Ohio, and I'm just glad he's not my constituent, because I don't have to listen to him. So without further ado, I wanted to turn this over to Lori Snyder-Lowe, who's a superintendent of Morgan Local. As you know, Morgan is one of the Appalachian districts that was involved early in the DeRolf lawsuit and has had problems with the way we funded schools for years. Sorry. It's my son tickling my other son. So I want to turn it over to Lori to talk about really what the difference was between the old system, the system John Kasich apparently thinks was great, and what the new system is, the evidence-based model that's actually based on some sort of evidence.
Good morning. I am pleased and honored to be here today. This is a very, very simple situation. This is what's best for kids. The evidence-based model is what's best for kids. It connects funding to what works, to what truly works, based on research and best practices. And that's what we did in Ohio for all children in Ohio, not just children in wealthy districts, children in high poverty districts as well as children in wealthy districts. It's a very simple situation. This connection is key to allowing our children in all parts of the state to have high quality educational opportunities and to have those at their fingertips and to be able to learn from them and be prepared for the 21st century. We need the same skills that everybody else has in the nation, and this EBM gives us those opportunities. At this time, I know as simple as that is, Governor Strickland doesn't talk about being an educational governor. He truly is an educational governor, and what he has done with the evidence-based model has ensured that students in Ohio have these high quality educational opportunities. So I'm very pleased to introduce Governor Strickland.
Thank you. This is a press conference, not a pep rally. Thank you for being here, and I want to thank the superintendent and the representative for being here as well. This is a serious matter we are discussing today. As many of you know, we spent months traveling around the state, holding public forums, talking to the citizens of our state regarding education. Not only the funding of education, but how we deliver education to our students. And we were finally able to pass a very comprehensive education reform bill. I think what Congressman Kasich is suggesting is irresponsible and reckless. I think it will result in higher property taxes for our local property taxpayers. I think if he is successful in rolling back our reforms, we will have a less educated workforce in Ohio. And I believe if he is successful in rolling back these reforms, the disparities which we have worked to eliminate throughout our state will increase. He is suggesting, as we all have heard recently, basically a return to the status quo. And I think that is unfortunate for the people and the students of our state. He criticizes the EBM model, and quite frankly, I don't think Congressman Kasich knows what he's talking about. I question whether or not he would be able to stand before you and in any detail describe the evidence-based model. He hasn't indicated that he knows it based on the comments that he's made. He says he wants to drive more money to the classroom. The evidence-based model does that. We have developed a model that identifies the key components to a quality education based on research, and we are committed to providing a quality education based on those requirements for our children. Now, he says that the evidence-based model does not work, and it has not worked in the states where it has been implemented. Well, the fact is that the state of Wyoming, according to national rankings, has the #1 system in America. They were 8th in America. They are now 1st in America. And in 2006, the state of Wyoming implemented the evidence-based model. That's an example of a state where the model has worked. And so here in Ohio, we have fundamentally changed the structure of school funding. We are asking that every district obligate itself to a minimum of 20 mills. Now we understand that that amount of millage will bring in different levels of resource depending upon the community, the poverty level, the employment levels, and so on. And then the state of Ohio will obligate itself to paying for the implementation of the evidence-based model above what the 20 mil levy provides to that district, that school system. So when Congressman Kasich talks about unfunded mandates, I repeat, Congressman Kasich doesn't know what he's talking about, because we are committed to pay for the implementation of the evidence-based model for those districts where a 20 mil levy amount of resources will not enable the implementation of the model. So, you know, this is a serious matter. It's a basic difference between what we are trying to accomplish for our schools and apparently what the congressman is proposing. He has no specific plan that I know of. He talks in general terms about getting rid of unfunded mandates. He talks in general terms about driving more money into the classroom. He does not talk specifically about what he would do to achieve that. But our evidence-based model does, in fact, drive more money into the classroom. And it does, in fact, eliminate disparities as we implement this model. And it also does something else. It requires accountability. When the congressman talks about getting rid of mandates, I'm not sure exactly what mandates he's talking about. But I believe the citizens of Ohio expect and have a right to require that there be accountability in the way taxpayer resources are used and spent. And under our evidence-based model, we are requiring that level of accountability. There are reporting requirements. There are requirements of transparency. Requirements that every school must collect the data and report the data so that we know as taxpayers how those resources are being spent. And so that's why we're here today, because we think this is a major fault line between the congressman and his ideas and what we have already achieved in Ohio. And I'm almost finished, but let me say this. People can embrace different perspectives. And for a variety of reasons, and some of them may be raw political reasons, they can take one position or another. But I'm really proud of the fact that external validators, those outside of Ohio, not committed to either political party or any particular political agenda, have looked at what we've done in Ohio. And in Ohio, we've gone from 27th to 5th, according to the Education Week's Quality Index. From 27th to 5th. We are told by Education Week that we have the 5th best public system in America. And my goal as governor, and our goal, you can stand closer to me, guys. We're all in this together. Our goal is to make Ohio #1 when it comes to public education. That's our goal.